Caitlin Probe, senior, Baton Elementary.
Olivia Miller, junior, Hudson Elementary.
Kaylee Anderson, sophomore, Granite Falls Elementary School.
Kinley Jackson, junior, Samos Elementary School.
Chloe Phillips, sophomore, Granite Elementary.
Sydney Austin, sophomore, Hudson Elementary School.
Senior, Providence St. Mel.
Samantha Austin, sophomore, Hudson Elementary School.
Caitlin Wynn, junior, Bain Elementary.
Kylie Hebner, junior, Dudley Schultz Elementary School.
Landry Smith, freshman, Granite Elementary School.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the South Caldwell High School broadcasting, as we'll be calling tonight's action. South Caldwell taking on the West Forsyth Titans, first round of the playoffs, and it's going to be a good one tonight. We're joined here by the Jason Childers, Jay Chill in the chat if you want to talk to him. Appreciate you being here, Jason.
Thank you, Andrew. It's great to be here with you. Excited to see some playoff action tonight.
Absolutely. We're also joined by streamographer extraordinaire Madison Childers. How did we get such talent to be able to come and help tonight?
You upgraded from the A team to yet another A team.
I know.
What can we say?
I'm pretty excited. I would love to see our man running the boards here. He's not here yet, so we may have to go pull a kid randomly from the crowd to come punch in some scores.
That's what the statistics have felt like all season, right?
It really has felt
like
that way.
We have folks that know nothing about basketball maintaining their statistics for the broadcast.
Pretty much. We're going to step away, and hopefully you will enjoy the national anthem as we get things underway here at South Caldwell. And just in the nick of time, Jason Anderson hops into the scene. That's what I'm talking about. He was like a ninja. He just all of a sudden appeared. Ninja action. So, Jason, we've done a little research, and when I say little, I mean very little research as far as this goes. And already seen the player introductions there. We had both rosters up on the screen for you. Again, we have a few folks that we have seen have had some impactful games in the past for the West Forsyth Titans, mainly the two that we have been told to watch tonight. by our scouting team is number 22, Shakira Baskerville, and 42, Caroline Johnson, as they are quite good and adept at scoring from what we have heard on the old coaching report. As far as the South game plan for tonight, you had a chance to talk to Coach Parham, and what did old Jeff Parham tell you was the key to success for tonight for the Lady Spartans?
Well, Coach Parr held nothing back. Pregame today was talking about the need for the Lady Spartans to come out and get after it. He knows that this is going to be a test for his team. But, you know, we've seen it from the Lady Spartans all season. They have had times where they could play with anybody. And so they've got to put 4 consistent quarters together tonight. And, you know, one of the stories for the Spartans has been, how do you get out of the gates?
Right.
And so right off the bat, Spartans are going to have to come out and think about the controlling the pace of the game and limiting the turnovers. Coach Parr did talk about, you know, some games you can have a lot of turnovers and still perform pretty well. Some games you can limit the turnovers and not come out with a win. But that really comes down to field goal percentage and making the most of your opportunities.
Absolutely. Somebody that they're going to be needing to have a good game as far as floor management is their general there, number 2, KP, Caitlin Probst. Definitely going to need her to play a good game tonight, make good decisions, and lean on their leading scorer, Olivia Miller, number 3 there, the dynamic duo out on the court. Coach Parham definitely needing good play out of both of those players, those veteran players for him tonight. I had an opportunity to kind of hang out and lurk before the game, and KP was the first person out here on the court for all the girls, sitting, you know, shooting by herself, just kind of soaking it all in before the game tonight. And Coach came out and had a really good conversation with her about, you know, don't let this be your last game as a South Caldwell Spartan, because this is it for KP. This is the only sport she plays. Basketball is her life, and so, you know, if she loses here, she's done. She's a senior. She's graduating. She won't be playing any more basketball. So definitely meaningful conversation there by Coach Parham and KP. So we'll see if she takes it to heart and is able to do something here against the Titans. Titans will start off with the ball, as we have no more jump ball. We just have change of possessions. Very strange how we play basketball these days, thanks to the COVID era.
Coach, for the Titans, we got Gary, Shanito, we have Baskerville and Johnson. We also have number 10, who's not on our roster. It could be Dwiggins, who doesn't have a number on our roster. So maybe if there's any West Forsyth fans on the stream, you can let us know who number 10 is, so we can sound halfway intelligent here.
Absolutely, yeah. We don't have a number 10, but we do have an unnamed player. It could be McKenna Dwiggins, like you say. Turnover going to go for the Spartans here. They'll get a good defensive possession their first trip down. Look to see if they can't do something offensively here. It'll be Miller in the corner. She shoots, fires, it won't go. And it's an empty trip for the Spartans as well, as no harm, no foul. Neither team able to score. Looks like the Titans are going to try to work it outside in. A little rotation, not really forcing too much there. They penetrate into the zone. Hit number 42, that leading scorer that we talked about.
Well, Coach Parham is not going to be happy with them being able to get the ball that close to the basket to Johnson. She's going to be dangerous wherever she catches the ball, and comes up off the mark on that last shot, but a good entry pass to find number 42 under the basket.
And there we go. First points of the game are going to be for Kaylee Anderson, as she's deadly from long range and knocks it down. No pressure there from the Titan defense. They let her have it. Pretty much saying, all right, let's see if you can shoot it. We'll see if they tighten up later and try to adjust. Good defense there with a trap. South Caldwell doing a nice job. Straight ahead is a good-looking shot for number 22, Shakira Baskerville, but hers won't go. It'll be out of bounds, South Caldwell ball. Good start here for the Spartans. Early scoring and good defense so far. Again, still need to fix some things with that interior defense, but so far, so good for the Spartans. KP now back up top to Anderson. Kick it around to Miller. Miller will pull. Her shot off, but Wynn there for the rebound putback, as it's a nice job of Wynn just getting in position and playing cleanup.
That was a great follow by Wynn. The Titans zone got pulled and stretched out with that perimeter passing, and Wynn found herself in great position for that putback rebound.
Be Baskerville once again. Back around the top to Shalito. Shalito over to number 10. We still don't know her name. Hopefully we'll get that by the end of the broadcast. Baskerville now back in the corner. Good move. Try to feed it inside to Johnson. Johnson will kick it back outside. Oh, good basket rebound there and followed and put back rather by Shakira. And she is just in the right position at the right time, and that's going to bring a substitution for Coach Parham, as he did not like how they boxed out there for that ball.
I asked Coach Parham before the game how he was going to combat the size and inside play of West Forsyth, and asked him if he was going to go with his taller lineup. He said we have to probably do both at different times, so he's just going to fill out the game and see what works for him defensively here. Yep. Started out small and quick, and immediately comes back in with some size, see how that works.
Yeah, brings in Curtis off the bench, and she's had some really good games here lately. We'll see if she continues to work that inside paint as she is clearing out a lot of space. She's calling for it. She wants it. Win. Nice take down the line, and they're going to call foul against 42 Johnson, as it must have been all body. Up on the top, it was all ball. So she must have gotten into the body underneath. Official right there.
Outstanding use of the ball fake by Wynn right there to get Johnson off her feet. That gives Wynn the free lane to the basket, and Johnson had to foul to defend the shot.
Yep. Reagan Williams is number 10. Thank you so much for the folks who are helping comment, and the West Forsyth fans that are listening in. We do want to go ahead and let you know we are definitely not professional broadcasters. We are just a bunch of teachers that enjoy basketball, and we definitely do love our Spartans, as we are hometown fans, but we will try to call it as well we can. But do know that we do love us some Spartan basketball. Oh, nice athletic effort there by Baskerville. She's going to take it all the way to the basket, fights through the steal, and going to have the quick bucket there after that. All right, they have a delay of game on 42. That's Caroline Johnson's first warning. Unusual to hear that.
Last possession, Spartans showing really good defensive intensity, trying to go after the ball, but all that hustle left them out of position. Baskerville was able to make them pay with a quick layup there.
Wynn now try to shoot from the outside. She can't get it to go. Anderson, though, under the basket, fight for it. But the Titans will come up with it, as Shalito will be the one with the ball after it's all said and done. Titans will bring it up the court, look to set something up. Get Gary over to Shalito, back over to Gary, back over to Shalito, and she'll pull from the corner. Her shot's off. KP will tip it to Miller. Miller back over to Wynn, and right back around to KP.
The great heads-up tip on the rebound, the loose ball right there by KP to enable the Spartans to come up with that.
Feed Miller inside, and yes, that'll go. Good ball movement as the Spartans find Miller in the paint, able to capitalize on some good movement off the ball. Oh, nice fake there. Oh, Baskerville, great athletic move. Can't get it to go, though.
That's really good defensive help by Curtis. Wynn defended the entry pass pretty tough, but Wynn was out of position. Curtis stepped right in to fill the void and made the shot a little too difficult for Baskerville there.
Really nice job. KP now back to Wynn. They love that side there, that length. Ooh, nice pass to Curtis. And she knocks one down from the middle. Spartans doing a really nice job moving the ball in and out, getting open looks that are fairly easy shots. It's going to be Gary. Back over to Shalito. Shalito back over to Gary. He'll try to feed it inside to Johnson. She's immediately triple teamed, but still scores. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's why they said watch number 42.
They were double teaming her before the entry pass, and they still managed to get her the ball, and look what happens. Great shot by Johnson under the basket.
She's definitely going to be one to keep watch on. Miller stops, pops, won't go. Curtis with a rebound, put back, hers won't go. Miller will apply a little pressure and then back off. Titans will look to push Gary over to the corner, wide open. A little bit strong on it. It'll be off of Baskerville.
I think we got a media timeout here.
Oh yes, I love my media timeout. Media timeout. Again, we've made jokes about that because it's a COVID timeout. But yeah, it's very interesting that we have these forced timeouts.
The C word, which we shall not say on air.
Oh, sorry. Did I say it? Oh my goodness.
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear anything?
So here we are, 6 minutes into the first quarter. Spartans leading 10-6, and so far it's pretty much gone to script for the Spartans. With the game plan is to go at West Forsyth. West Forsyth comes in tonight with a 10-3 record, and so the Spartans knew that they were going to have to rise to a physical challenge here. And in Coach Parham's words, they were going to have to get after West Forsyth. And that's what you'll have to do, Andrew, when you play great competition.
Oh, yeah.
You have to make sure you come to play.
Yeah.
And so far, we've seen some different kinds of starts from the Spartan team.
Yes.
But a solid first quarter start thus far.
Yeah, if you're talking to Coach Parham after the game, looking at what we have in our first quarter, he's got to be happy with the defense. Maybe he wants a little bit more from the offense, but definitely happy with the defense that he's seen in this first quarter, limiting Johnson to just 2 points. And we know that she can get on in a tear, so we'll see how that goes. Speaking of Johnson, she's not in the game right now. She'll take a breather. KP is content just to let it ride.
We're going to have a staring contest here.
Yeah, and
let's see what kind of zone West Forsyth wants to play against this offensive set.
yeah, KP is completely fine to just let the clock drain out.
Are we done with the first quarter, Coach?
West Forsyth might not have ever seen a 10-6 final score. If they don't play some pressure defense, I'm going to tell you right now, Coach Parham is completely content to take a 4-point lead into the second quarter. Yep, and that's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. This is bizarre.
Are we holding for the last shot with still 45 seconds to go in the first quarter?
Can we talk about why we need a shot clock in high school basketball? I mean, this is ridiculous, but it's completely legal. I mean, it's
West Forsyth is not forcing the issue, so they're happy to let the Spartans hold for this last shot, it looks like.
It does look that way.
Well, here we go.
And finally a little pressure.
Wow, basketball.
Oh, nice movement as Curtis finds Wynn on the baseline. Puts it in the basket. Great passing there by the Spartans. Baskerville now in the corner. Back around. That's going to be Gary. She'll take it and shoot it. Her raindrop won't go. Wynn with the rebound. Looks to press up to KP. 2 seconds. Over to Jackson in the corner. Oh, and barely misses that one. Miller will not get credit for the rebound statistician. That was after the buzzer.
Well, to finish the first quarter, we had about a minute and a half stare down and then an absolute flurry of offense.
Yeah.
That was an exciting finish, and I don't know that I understand the minute and a half hold the ball in the first quarter, but worked out for the Spartans. They were able to increase the lead.
Yeah, I think Forsyth, we're trying to just say, look, we're okay with having a 4-point deficit. If that's how you want to play it for the last minute, that's fine. And South Caldwell finally gets a little pressure, like you say, and great set play that Coach Parham drew up out of the timeout. And they score 2 points off of that, increase their lead to 12-6, 6-point lead going into the second quarter. And pretty good start for your Spartans. This is a team that you know, as we've broadcast quite a few games for them, they sometimes have an issue coming out scoring. They sometimes have a hard time getting going, but thankfully tonight they seem like they're ready to play and doing a nice job offensively and doing that pressure defense. A good job there on the defensive end too.
Yeah, the game speed seems to favor the Spartans in that first quarter. They're not having to force to get good looks. They don't seem like they're in a hurry. They had a really good rhythm and walk away 12-6 into the first quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be South Caldwell ball out of the timeout. As possession arrow is just one of those things that just flop back and forth the entire game. No jump balls. Very strange. KP will bring it up. We'll see if they're going to be content to hold for the second quarter. No, they're going to actually run something. Okay. Good to know. Jackson now back over to Miller. Miller up top to Anderson. Anderson looks, doesn't like it, back to Miller. Miller Back over to KP, back to Anderson. She'll line one up, shoots. That one won't go, and good rebound as that was Gary under the basket, able to pull that one down.
I think the Titans are going to have to look for, if the Spartans continue to double on Johnson, where is the offense going to come from? So that's the big question here in the second quarter.
Yeah. And they're going to call it over the back on 42, Caroline Johnson. Coach Parham super stoked as Hefner had the position. Johnson had to go out over top of her, and
that's a second quick foul here early in the second quarter for Johnson.
And that's big for the Spartans. That's exactly the game plan. They want to try to minimize her impact in this game. KP now, stop. She's got to get rid of it. Over to Miller. Miller drives, doesn't like it, kicks it back to KP, handles that pass. Nice screen, KP. Can't get it off the glass, though. And it's going to be an empty trip for the Spartans.
It was a nice job by Hefner coming up and setting the screen. Prior to that, the Spartans were a little bit motionless on that last offensive set, kind of playing one-on-one ball, so you're going to have to get the offense moving again.
Looks like the Titans are content to have Williams here in the corner just playing the deep ball threat and let both Johnson and now Baskerville get involved in the paint. They're going to call offensive foul on Baskerville as she pushes her way in. And
I think that was a traveling violation.
Travel, sorry, not an offensive foul. My bad.
Hefner did reach over. That could have gone foul, but official thought he saw the steps first, I believe.
KP will bring it up. Tries to feed it inside Curtis. Curtis will work. Back out to Anderson. She's open and knocks it down. Good ball movement by the Spartans. Great eyes there by Curtis to see the open man get the ball out, and nice job Anderson knocking it down. Oh, and there we go. Faith Curtis. Good help defense. Steps over, gets the block. Anderson back over to KP. KP now, she'll look, slow things down, set the offense. Feeds it inside to Faith Curtis. She'll work and has her shot blocked. Nice defensive stop there by Johnson. Just plays better paint defense.
That was a nice seal offensively by Curtis to get that look. And Johnson too much defensively right there. Really nice job under the basket.
Yep. One shot is all that the Titans will get, as they've had a lot of trips down the court that have ended with a South Caldwell defensive rebound. Having a hard time finding the basket here in the first half. Curtis now from outside. Her shot won't go as she can't hit it, and she has the green light when she's open. Gary, nice stutter step and great look.
What a pass. Through traffic right there.
That was pretty. Baskerville with the finish there as well. Let's see if we see more of that from the Titans, as that kind of offensive prowess will help. KP feeling it. She knocks one down from outside. Shalito now over to Baskerville. Back over to Shalito. She's got a wide open lane, takes it all the way in. Jackson steps in. She's going to foul her.
Yeah, Coach Parham's not going to be happy with that recognition right there. The Spartans were really late to react. The number 15, Shalito, had a wide open drive to the basket.
Yes, she did. Good recognition there, seeing the open lane and taking it and getting into the Spartan defender, drawing the foul. Her first one is good. She'll get one more as Spartans will bring in some fresh blood. Woolen and Austin will check in, giving Anderson and Jackson a rest. Toledo's good, 2 for 2. Perfect from the line so far, and brings the Spartan lead down to 7 points with 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in this one. Sorry, in this half, rather.
You haven't really seen West Forsyth overreact to the start of the game here, but you certainly sense in the second quarter that they need to be a little bit more aggressive offensively, and so you're starting to see some of that.
Well, Curtis goes right into Johnson, but Johnson just plays really good defense, goes straight up and does not make contact with the body. Curtis gets blocked again inside. They're going to try to feed it to Johnson on the outside. Ooh! Williams drags the feet just a touch, calls for the travel. And we're going to have another media timeout. So if we think about what's happened so far in this one, what are your takeaways for the Spartans so far?
Well, Spartans came out with a plan, and that was to be aggressive. You can tell with the offense that they were not going to sit back, and they were going to attack and see what's available. You're getting contributions from all over. Let's see, we've got KP already with a three-pointer. Olivia's got one basket so far, so we really expect the Spartans to continue to look for her to really get her offensively involved more. Anderson's got 5 points already here halfway through the second. Wynn with 4, Faith Curtis with 2. So you're getting production from a lot of different places offensively, and that's really the story of the game to me so far, is that South Caldwell is creating opportunities, and they're making their shots.
I'll tell you what I've seen here recently is an intention to go inside to Faith Curtis when she's playing and to try to get her to body up against Caroline Johnson. Now, Johnson has done a fantastic job the last 2 possessions of pretty much shutting that down and not fouling. But
I'd like to see Curtis use the ball fake. When she's that close to the basket, it's going to be tough to get that third foul on her, because I think she's playing smart and knows that the team needs her not to pick up that third foul. But maybe a little ball fake to make her overcommit and see what happens.
Now we have Hefner in the game. KP underneath, gets double teamed. She comes out of it okay, though. Austin over to Wynn. Wynn will look at it, doesn't like it, puts the ball on the deck, goes up, gets it knocked away. Good defense, and we have a transition opportunity here for the Titans. Oh, Wynn, that's the cardinal sin. Don't save the ball on the defenders, or on the opposing team's offensive side.
The tough thing about that, Coach, is when you're going to save the ball, what you remember was your teammate being right there. But by the time you're able to save that ball, things have changed.
Yes. And it's going to result in a free throw opportunity for Reagan Williams. Circles the line. Misses the first. She will get one more. Interesting here. We've got Johnson and Gary talking strategy in the backcourt. I love that. Hefner comes up with it after it's all said and done, but that was an opportunity for the Titans for an offensive rebound off of that missed free throw. Williams' trip is unsuccessful as she's 0 for 2 from the line. We'll see if the Spartans want to run something off of this. KP stops over to Hefner. Hefner's shot is blocked as Johnson all over the court, as that's her third block tonight.
There's just a little bit of hesitation with the shot there that was all they needed to close the distance and get a hand on it. Good defensive awareness by the Titans.
Gary now, she'll try to look into the corner. Williams. Baseline. Good defense as the trap works. And Miller will give it up to KP to bring it on down. And that's exactly what Coach Parham has talked about in the timeout.
Great footwork by Hefner right there to close out on the drive, and then also to be able to create the loose ball.
KP uses the screen back to Hefner. Hefner finds Austin open. She goes in, can't get it to go. Teammates fighting for the ball. Somebody should have said same team.
They probably did. We just can't hear them.
Probably. They'll try to feed Johnson inside. She'll kick it back outside. Baskerville, good ball fake, takes it in. Hefner will step up, and they'll say she was still moving when her body made contact with Baskerville. It'll be a foul shot opportunity for Shakira Baskerville.
Good job by Hefner recognizing that she needed to fill the lane right there as Baskerville was making the drive. Looked like her arms got there a little bit before the body. She's almost in position, just a little bit late there.
Yep. When the hands reach out in front of your body, you will get called for the foul 9 times out of 10. You got to be straight up and down, especially in high school ball. And even then, sometimes they call it on you. So Baskerville's good for the first one. She'll get one more, as we'll have some substitutions here. Curtis will come back in the game, as well as Jackson, as well as Anderson. Wynn and KP will stay. 2 for 2. Baskerville knocks them both down and draws the Titans within 5 of the Spartans. Got like a classic Greek feel, whatever feel to it. Curtis inside, shoots, can't get it to go, as Hey, it happens. We got camera operators that are just learning on how to do stuff, and it happens. We get distracted sometimes. Jackson falls to the floor, draws the charge.
That was one of the loudest falls to the floor I think we've heard this year. That was pretty hefty there.
Yeah, that looked rough. Good position there by Jackson, holding her ground through that screen. KP now look to set something up.
Spartans have gone a few minutes without points on the board here, so they're going to have to find where some offense.
Oh, my goodness. They missed Wynn inside. She was wide open. Curtis will shoot from outside and knocks it down.
That's her second one. First one came up a little short. That one was right on the money. I was watching her warm up, and she was hitting them left and right. So you can almost tell she's got her eye on.
Oh, what a great effort there by Jackson. Doesn't get the steal, but great disruptive play. Good pesky defense by the Spartans.
We've seen that this season, and what a great time to break out some intensity.
Baskerville, though, she answers as that's a pure shot from the outside. You got to be worried if you're a Spartan fan. That's kind of her bread and butter, is once she gets going from the outside, she can light it up. Better defense needed there against Baskerville. KP will stop and pop. Her shot will go. Good use of the screen as she finds the open space and knocks it down.
That's a nice answer right there for the Spartans. You feel like the Titans are getting comfortable with what they're doing. And if you're the Spartans, you need to keep coming back down the floor and answering them.
Shalito's calling for it. She's wide open here in the corner, and the Titans just can't get it to her. Finally, they rotated around back over to Gary. Gary now will hold for the last shot. Calls for the screen. Then says, no, I don't want it, Williams. Go away.
It was a good screen.
It was a good screen. It was a fantastic screen. Back over to Gary. Gary will look over to Shalito. Back to Gary. Back to Shalito. And they're just holding for the last shot. Shalito will drive, dumps it to Johnson, and that's unfortunate. It comes off. That will count. Good follow there as Williams is able to kind of clean up the mess. Johnson's ball won't go in, but Williams, after the scrum pretty much on the floor, comes up with the ball, puts it in as the time is draining.
It felt like the Titans made that last basket a lot harder than it had to be.
Yeah.
But opportunistic, came up with the ball when it mattered, and that does make a difference going into halftime, only down 5.
Yeah, Shalito did a nice job driving on that last possession, drew the defender away, and then dumped it to Johnson. I think Johnson was probably a little bit surprised to be that open, as the Spartans have pretty much double and triple teamed her the entire night.
Well, it was an interesting last possession. You saw the Titans kind of trying to figure out what option they wanted to go to, and at the last minute, the Spartans forgot about number 42 under the basket, and they had a wide open look, just a little too strong on it.
Yeah. First half in the books, though. That's going to be Spartans going into halftime with a 5-point lead. Coach Parham probably going to be, well, I don't know if he's ever happy, to be completely honest. He's probably okay with having a 5-point lead and probably okay with how his ladies have played. Definitely going to look for some more defensive intensity in the second half, as they did a nice job of preventing 42 Johnson from scoring. But we saw there at the end of the first half, that Baskerville starting to hit some shots, and if she gets keyed in, they're going to have a hard time defending her height and length outside shooting that perimeter.
That's right. Baskerville came up with, I believe, 2 points in that first quarter and comes back in the second quarter with 7 more to add to it. So you just kind of sense that with the entire team from West Forsyth. They look like they started getting more comfortable, slowly getting into a rhythm. But hats off to the Spartans. They're answering every single time that they need to, and they're matching intensity with intensity. And that's what you want from your basketball team. So, as you mentioned, Coach Parham, it's a lot of positives to take away from that first half, and I know he's going to be coaching them up in halftime to keep applying that intensity.
So, yep, that's going to be definitely a point of emphasis for Jeff Parham during halftime, is that keep up that defensive intensity. He told me earlier today that he wanted his girls to play physical. He said, we need to box out every single possession, we need to make sure that we are putting them, he goes, because they're bigger than us. They're just straight up top to bottom. They're bigger than us. So we need to have better position to where they have to go over top of us and we can get some calls. And we've already seen that in the first half as Hebner doing a nice job getting position.
That part of the plan has been executed quite nicely. I don't see rebounding as a takeaway from the first half that's keeping the Spartans out of what they want to do. If anything, they've really limited the Titans' chances to score by taking care of business on the defensive rebounds and even getting a couple putback options of their own offensively.
Yep. So far, we have an unusual game for number 3 for South Caldwell, Olivia Miller. Normally, by this point, she's already into double digits, and you have to wonder if maybe that is an intentional defensive strategy by the Titans. If it is, it's not working because other Spartans getting into the action, and like you said, very even scoring for the South Caldwell lineup, really getting it from a number of different players. And
that's got to make you feel good as a team when you're wanting to attack and you want to stay aggressive, when you know you have multiple options and you know that a lot of people are looking for their shot. Not only that, but they're going in. When you got the option to include a lot of people in your offense, it just relaxes everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And it takes the pressure off of that one person that sometimes becomes the go-to scorer.
Oh yeah, and that's for sure one of the things that sometimes happens here with the Lady Spartans is they've had a couple games where it feels like they just relied completely on Miller or completely on Wynn to do all of the scoring for the entire night, and tonight not the case. Able to get a lot of scoring from a lot of different areas. Really good to see Faith Curtis. How about Faith Curtis coming in mid-season? Didn't know how much she'd be able to play. Did a nice job recovering and being able to get back on the floor and actually doing a really nice job as far as the offensive production tonight. And doing a really good job, I think, underneath against Johnson, at least keeping Johnson honest for the most part.
Absolutely. Johnson, 2 points and 2 fouls in that first half. So if you're coming in and your objective is to limit opportunities for number 42, there's another objective met right there.
Check in the win column for that, for sure. So for those of you West Forsyth fans listening in, you may not have known that we had the pleasure, Jason and myself, of doing some state testing today, the ACT and pre-ACT, and I had the pleasure of actually being in Kinley Jackson's testing room, and I asked her, I said, Kinley, what's the game plan for tonight? And you would be, if you were Coach Parham, you would have been the happiest person in the room because she rattled off 15 different things of what they needed to do to win tonight, and then proceeded to talk about, I was up a little later than I wanted to be. I knew I needed to get good sleep for tonight, but I was watching some film. I was like, well, there you go.
The good old ACT, that's statewide, so I'm sure we got some West Forsyth players that were in that same boat today.
Well, I don't know that there's like 3 different dates that you can do it, so I don't know if they chose to do. You were correct. It is statewide. It's mandatory across the state, but I don't know if they decided to do the first. We're eager beavers. We wanted to go ahead and knock it out the first available date, and so we did do that for sure. So 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the halftime festivities. As I'm a little disappointed, Jason. I'm going to be completely honest with you. We have been treated to fantastic halftime entertainment by the Drumline, and I did not see the Drumline out here tonight. Can you give me a scoop on when the next time we're going to be able to see some Drumline or some pep band action?
Well, you're a musician, so you'll understand this. The Drumline loves playing. They love performing. They might come out here every time there's an event if asked. But you try to spread it out for them, knowing that they're students as well, and they have many other obligations throughout the week. So actually, originally we were thinking football season was going to crank up this Friday.
Well, yeah, we're supposed to have a broadcast Friday night, yeah.
And that has since been nixed. So the football season will actually start a little bit later for us. So originally we were thinking the Drumline was going to be active Friday night, and with that off the table now, we probably could have been here tonight. But nonetheless, you'll get to see him at all of the home JV and varsity football games.
That's what I'm talking about. So Spartan fans, hang in there. We will also be broadcasting all of the football, JV and varsity action as we're still waiting on the governor to say you can have 40% occupancy, but it hadn't happened yet, so we're still waiting. I know that.
Are you trying to push the governor's decision right there?
If he's listening tonight, I would love it for our fans, especially for our students. We've talked about how difficult it is. We let the parents in, obviously, for obvious reasons. We want them to be here, but there are a lot of students who are unable to watch these high school athletic events that would love to be here. And with a 40% capacity, that would at least allow part of your student population to come in and root for their fellow athletes, and I think that's important for high school. If we can do it in a safe way, of course. We definitely want to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe. So,
well, I think what we've seen this year, that as things open up, if and when they open up, it will be a slow open.
Oh, yes.
And anything that's lifted will be lifted very slowly.
Yes.
And I know we're all anxious for that, but certainly don't want to go backwards.
No, and I'm right there with you. I definitely want to progress in a forward direction, not going backwards. It'll be the Titans' ball out of the half as they deferred. Oh, wait, no, it's wrong sport. I apologize.
You know, Andrew, I certainly think every part of the game is important, but I'm really curious to see who's going to come out here and set the tone at the beginning of the third quarter. What's been mostly an evenly matched game so far.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if the Titans want to crank up some of this intensity. They were doing a really nice job with their dribble drive or their drive penetration kick offense. And some sloppy passing there is going to be a turnover with their first possession down.
Really active post defense by the Spartans, making it hard for the Titans to be able to get what they want from their post players there. Johnson just unable to connect with Baskerville.
KP going to bring it on down for the Spartans. Run a little motion offense here at the top. Curtis able to corral that pass as it was tipped. KP now back. Try to set something up here off the screen. She's hit a couple from there. Curtis inside. This time puts it on the ground. And they're going to say she moved her feet.
Well, you know, we were talking about second quarter. She had a couple similar looks and was really quick to shoot the turnaround. And so something a little different there from Curtis. I like seeing that.
It sounds like maybe Coach Parham maybe had some words in the locker room about let's get some ball movement here before the shot. Baskerville's got really good position there underneath against Miller. That's a mismatch. We'll see if they go to it. Yep. Back out. It's going to be from the outside. Yes, sir. Give 3 points to Reagan Williams as she knocks down her first basket of the night.
That's a quick strike right there. Cuts the lead to 2. And here's where the Spartans are going to have to answer.
KP now rotates around. She doesn't like it. Feeds it inside to Curtis. Curtis, one way or the other way. And yes, sir. Good ball movement there. And you have to think Johnson not playing overly aggressive because of those 2 fouls, because that looked almost too easy for Curtis against Johnson.
If Curtis keeps making those, Johnson will not be able to keep playing soft on her right there, and that's exactly what the Spartans want in that situation.
KP, now we'll see if they try to get Curtis inside again. They run the same exact play. There she is. Left, right, ball fake, up, in, and that one won't go. This time Curtis tries to get a little extra action. She's going to have to hustle back down the court, get back in position. No problem, though. Wanted to walk. They're not going to call it. Good ball fake by Williams. Back over there to Lito, Gary, and Baskerville doing everything she can inside. Can't get that one to fall, but does get her own rebound and puts it back up, draws the foul.
It was a nice job by Miller at first to not commit the foul. She got her back turned. She trusted her teammate, her backside defense right there from Wynn, and then unfortunately was able to commit the foul on the second attempt.
Baskerville will be good for the first one. Should get one more. And just like that, 3-point deficit for the Titans as Spartans lead diminishing in the second half. That one is good. We're going to have a substitution. Jackson will come in.
It's nice free throw shooting by Baskerville so far in the game, 4 out of 6.
Yeah.
doing a nice job taking care of business from the free throw line.
KP will bring it down now. Calls a play. See if they try to get Miller involved here. She can't handle that pass. Gets it tipped away. Back out to Curtis. Curtis back over to Miller. She'll shoot from outside, in and out, as unfortunate for Miller.
You can tell that was a definite attempt to get Miller into the offense. But that's where we talk about it feels a little forced right there.
And KP will just block the path of any Titan trying to get that rebound.
I really feel like Miller's best offense comes from the movement of the ball within the offense. And, Coach Farms won't be getting her involved here, though.
Yeah, Miller always better off of a pass or a drive. Oh, look at that nice little spin move. Can't get the left to go, though, Curtis. They're going to continue to try to feed her inside, as that seems to be the game plan for the second half. Nice move on the baseline. Good recognition as KP jumps in and steals, and then very wisely just pulls it back, takes her time to bring it across half court.
That's good game recognition by KP right there. No need to force the issue.
Curtis, and that one looked like it was going to go in, and it's in and out. A lot of shots by Curtis in this second half as she wanting to get involved. Jackson will pull that rebound down. Really good defensive rebounding for the Spartans off the missed shots. KP in the corner, feeds it to Curtis inside. She'll turn, puts it down, hits Anderson on the drive, and Anderson will kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, good idea right there. Would have loved to have seen a bounce pass, maybe a little easier for Anderson to control the ball. But a great cut, good idea. Just a little bit off on the timing of it.
Wynn will come in and give Curtis a break, and she's been very active in the second half already. And we're going to go ahead and call a media timeout. Media time.
Well, 4 minutes in, we knew the beginning of the third quarter was going to be important, and here come the Titans. Spartans still holding on to a 2-point lead. They're going to have to create some momentum from somewhere. What do you take away as third quarter so far?
Well, third quarter, I'm going to tell you right now, the Titans doing a much better job as far as getting better shots. Baskerville has also done a really good job, single-handedly really, in the third quarter, just fighting for those rebounds. I think that's the first offensive rebound, or maybe the second of the game for the Titans. And immediately by her getting in position, getting her own rebound, and draws the foul, gets to go to the charity stripe and get a few. As far as the Spartans go, they're trying to force inside, and I get that. They definitely want to try to push Johnson out of the game by getting fouls called on her. And Curtis had a glimpse there where I thought she was just going to dominate her, and Johnson kind of adjusted and shut that down, and Curtis not able to put the next few baskets in. Definitely needing to get some offense from somewhere, though, are the Spartans, and you have to think, like you say, try to get Olivia Miller involved, as she's been somewhat quiet tonight.
Would like to see Miller get involved, but again, want to see the Spartans. That first half attack was so balanced. Want to see all of the Spartans stay active here offensively.
It was a nice move. Great rebound by Wynn. Again, Spartans doing a really nice job, and now they look to press. Jackson over the side. Her shot won't go. Miller will get the rebound and put it back. Yes, sir. What a putback by Miller.
It's basketball karma. She delivers a great pass to Jackson, and then the ball bounces right back to her for the putback.
Shalito over to Reagan in the corner, and we got a timeout by the Titans coach who wants to talk it over. He did not like the offensive set that was getting ready to happen.
Well, that's your momentum right there. You come out of that last media timeout, and the Titans have been rolling off a few consecutive unanswered baskets on them, get within two, and the Spartans come out of that timeout with a little bit more intensity. And the Titans recognize that Coach from West Forsyth calls a quick timeout, got to calm the group down. And they've really been controlling the pace of play here in the third quarter, and I'm sure they'd like to see that continue.
I'm sure that he wants to continue pretty much playing his game and not what the South Caldwell Spartans want to play, which is, again, they are content to be upbeat, up-paced, running the court. They love transition deep offense. So wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Parham try to push the ball here in the last half of this one. They're going to inbound to Johnson. Johnson over to Shalito. Tries to feed it inside, and they're going to call Baskerville trying to carve out position. saying that she fouled.
I'm a Spartan fan, and I saw very little right there. There was a little contact, but anytime you're working on position, I thought both players were kind of within their own right with what they're doing. The referee saw a little bit more than I did.
I don't like that call ever. Let them play underneath. Here we go. It's going to be Anderson up at the top. Gives it off to Miller. Miller looks. Not a whole lot of movement off the ball.
The Spartans getting into a better offensive set here where they can run something.
Inside, Anderson drops it to Jackson. Jackson stops, pops. Hers won't go. She's going to want that one back tomorrow.
Yeah, she had to adjust her shot just enough that it made her a little off target.
Just a touch. Here we have Shalito up at the top. Underneath, they couldn't get it to her, the ball screen there. Good defensive knock away by Wynn as she just disrupted the pass enough to where Johnson couldn't get good hands on it.
I don't think Johnson expected the pressure to come down from the top of the key right there and caught her off guard with that.
Now Parham will want to talk things over as he calls a timeout. Didn't like what he saw in the last possession. Have a talk about it.
Notice when the Spartans start their offensive set without KP at the top, without her running the offense, you notice it seems like the spacing sometimes gets a little off, and it takes them a while to kind of find their rhythm.
Yeah.
KP's doing a really good job of game management. We've seen that all game long, so interesting to see. They're definitely trying to work somebody into the game by doing that.
Oh, absolutely. And a definite trying to work that middle of the paint as they've been successful pretty much running everything through the middle tonight. And we'll also see maybe that timeout is to get Faith Curtis back on the floor. Maybe Coach Plum needs her height out there, and definitely doing a good job getting position in the offensive set in the middle, working against Johnson. KP now picks up her dribble, gets bailed out by Miller. Miller will drive all the way to the glass, won't go. Curtis almost comes away with a rebound, but could get hands on it. Instead it'll be Baskerville bringing it in. Gary bringing it down. She wanted it right back, didn't get it. Another denial by Miller, straight up and down, but that's just too good by Baskerville on the baseline. All sorts of space to work with and finishes clean.
So here we got KP setting up the offense.
Curtis over to Anderson. Back over to Curtis. Lines it up. Yes, sir! 50%, baby. 2 for 4. Another long drainer for Faith Curtis.
That's the answer the Spartans needed. It felt like their offense has been a little more stagnant this third quarter.
Gary, nice pass. Finds Shalito over to Williams in the corner for the answer. Can't get it. It'll go back out to Johnson from the elbow. Hers won't go. And good rebound once again. Taking it baseline, trying to find Johnson. Back out to Baskerville, and Spartans are able to recover the defense.
Great job by Wynn on the baseline, taking the angle away from Gary on the drive.
Miller, what a steal, and takes it out of bounds. Able to, good block though. Good up and down for Johnson as she's able to get back and block Curtis. You love to see your center running the court. Both centers getting up and down the court. You gotta love that.
We've seen great interior passing by both teams tonight.
Miller from the free throw line. Yes, sir.
Signs of life for Miller's offense. That spells good things for the Spartans.
Shalito now will drop it back to Gary. Gary back to Shalito. They're going to try to feed Baskerville underneath, and she's working hard under there. Finally, they do give it to her, but a bad pass by Gary.
It's an interesting way they're defending Baskerville under the basket. They've got Miller matched up on her, but she's actually turning her back to her, which just creates a lot of physicality right there, and she's got help underneath for if the entry pass gets by her. It's an interesting way to defend.
Yeah, it's obviously a mismatch. Miller is head and shoulders smaller than Baskerville, but it's working so far for the most part. Miller will drive it, takes it in all the way. It won't go. Rebound by Gary. Shalito will chuck it. That counts. Ooh, that was close.
Didn't look like she had much of an angle to get a shot off there, and it looked pretty close. Here it comes up.
It hit the net.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty doggone close. Third quarter in the book. South Caldwell will extend their lead back to 7 points. I can do math. 31-24. I don't teach math. I can do math, simple math sometimes.
Well, that was about 6 minutes in the third quarter of just waiting for the Spartans to get going. And so we saw them cool off a little bit there for a little while, but a nice finish to that third quarter for the Lady Spartans and extend that lead to 7, setting up to be what I think is going to be a really competitive fourth quarter here.
Yeah, it's going to have to be more defensive play by the Spartans. They've done a superb job of really limiting points to the West Forsyth Titan offensive stars of number 22 Baskerville and number 42 Johnson. We expected to have good nights for them, and so far the defensive plan is holding.
How about Johnson picking up the second foul early in the second quarter and has played pretty solid defense and has been involved in about every defensive series where the Spartans continue to go down low. So really aware of what the game situation is and how much her team needs her out there on the floor.
Yeah, it looks like the Titans are going to try to deny KP the ball. Maybe they recognize how much and how effective she is as the general. Miller will get it to Wynn. Wynn will lose it. It's Gary. Nice defensive job there. And then Wynn, that's just a frustration foul. And she's like, no, I want it back. Reaches and gets called for it.
Timing is so important in basketball. The pass was there, and it came about a second late, and that just made it difficult because it was getting defended.
Yeah, Gary able to get hands in there, does a nice job of knocking the ball away, causing the Spartan turnover. Shalito up at the top, picked up her dribble. She's going to kick it over to Gary. Gary will loft one, in and out. We win with a rebound. And again, they're just going to deny KP the ball. Interesting. But Wynn's okay to bring it up. And now, finally, KP will get it. Back over to Wynn.
You sense some urgency here from Gary. Gary really picking up the defensive intensity.
Miller inside, goes up, but good defense by Williams as she defends that ball pretty well. Miller tries to get a little extra. And they're going to call a carry on Shalito. And I'm sorry, I didn't see it. I just didn't see it. I don't know about that one. I don't know, Coach. I don't know. KP back here at the other side. Over to Jackson, the corner, back to KP. Miller working on the outside. Hebner working inside, too. Oh, that's a bad pass, Miller. Into the teeth of the Titan defense. Gary will kick it out to Baskerville. She'll pump fake, drive it in all the way, and you got to hate that if you're Wynn. You thought you had a clean shot on a clean block on the ball, but Baskerville moves the body, gets into Wynn, gets the foul.
Yeah, hats off to the pass by Gary. Gary is really creative when she gets into the lane and has been really making targeted passes throughout the game and really sets her teammate up. She's right there for a nice drive to the basket.
It's going to be 2 shots here. Shooting foul. Sorry, 1 shot. She hit the basket. That's an and one.
That's an and one.
I apologize. I know basketball, I think. KP going to bring it up. And is open. Hits. Oh, great look there. Curtis is going to go into Gary, get the foul. She gets bailed out as she was unable to knock that one down. It looked like she was somewhat open. She's a little frustrated with herself, you can tell.
So we keep an eye on the team fouls. Both teams pretty safe on that right now. The Spartans with 3 team fouls and the Titans with 2.
Yeah, relatively clean game, honestly. Not a whole lot of fouls either way in this one, in the first half or right now in the second half.
Not an abundance of turnovers either. So both
Jackson
teams
getting out on the floor. Sorry to cut you off there, partner. I just love it. She's getting after it. It'll be Shalito now. Gary wants it. Shooter in the corner. Not this time.
That's Williams, who started off the second half with a 3-pointer.
Baskerville, double team. Shalito over to Gary. Gary will line it up. She's got all the room in the world for that one. Miller, good rebound. Needs to be careful with that forearm. Almost could have gotten called there for something. a little aggressive on the rebound. KP inside to Miller. Miller will turn, go underneath. Oh, good underneath move. Just couldn't get it to go. She's going to want that one back. Good drop step there. Baskerville, 2, and it's going to be a charge as KP was there. That was a delayed charge call.
Well, the fall kind of happened in slow motion. I think because the knee went kind of into the middle of her body there, so it's kind of an awkward fall, and I think the ref took a minute to absorb what just happened.
Yep.
Good position by KP though.
Miller will bring it up this time. And South Caldwell going to play a little slow. No need to rush here. They do have a 4-point lead. Want to get a good shot. Miller dribbles, drives, doesn't get it. And look at that. Great hustle play by Faith Curtis.
There's that nice awareness by KP, not forcing it.
Oh, good ball fake by Anderson, but that won't go. And good rebound by Jackson, so they'll get another shot at it. Resets the offense.
That's just great awareness by the Spartans. If they catch the ball in the post and they do not have the size advantage, they know to bring it back out and set it back up again.
Faith again goes up, can't get it this time, and now they're going to call a frustrated foul against Curtis as she's like, it should have gone in.
I think you've created a new term for basketball lingo tonight. I think that's a real thing. Frustration foul. We see it in every game. That play didn't go my way, so I'm going to put a little extra hustle in here and get called for a foul.
Yeah, and Faith Curtis just goes over the back. Johnson definitely had position there on the rebound, and she gets called for it. A little bit of a
Frustration foul.
yeah. That's a good hand signal for that. I like that.
We had the Homer Simpson going on here in the studio.
I like that. Yeah. We'll go ahead and add that to the official rule book here.
They're discussing it right now at the table.
Yeah, I like it. All right. Go ahead and give Jason Childers credit for the hand signal, please.
Copyright. 2021.
I like it. 4 minutes, 37 seconds left in this one, and it is still anyone's game, 31-27, as the Titans looking for some offense. They've been getting most of their points through Baskerville. We'll see if they try to continue that trend or if they find somebody else outside. And look at that. Just quadruple team them, and Baskerville quick to the ball is going to tie up KP. She recognizes she should have turned away quicker. Can't leave the ball in one spot too long. Gives their defender an opportunity to get there and grab it. It will be Titan ball. Try to run something here off the inbounds. Good defense by the Spartans, making anything easy. Shalito now finds Baskerville wide open in the corner, and that's just too easy for her. As good look by Shalito finding the open person. 1 point game here as the Spartans have just a minimal lead now. 4 minutes left to go. Over to Faith. Faith, that one's too strong. Push in the back. I heard that from here. Yeah, it's going to be 32. I don't see a 32 on the floor.
That's win. That was called on the Spartans.
Oh, on white. White 32, not black 32. Gotcha. Well, that hurts for your Spartan fans out there. Coach Prime will call a timeout. Talk about it.
Well, you still have a 1 point lead here, but I don't feel like at this point with 4 minutes left you really play like you're protecting the lead. I think you have to keep going at them, and you almost feel like that this fourth quarter they've turned into just one possession at a time, trying to play it safe. And at some point we're going to have to score some points to win this game.
Yeah, that's that being safe is not what got them here in this game. They were aggressive in their offensive sets, and they've kind of gone away from that. So very interesting. Oh, yeah, in case you didn't know, we can do stunts now again in cheerleading. How fun is that?
That's pretty awesome.
I mean, new things every day. Soon we're all going to be vaccinated. We're going to be able to, like, take masks off, go for a walk outside without having to, like, be concerned that the world is going to end.
Hey, Coach, this is exciting. We got a 31-30 game with just under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We kind of called it this fourth quarter. We felt like it was getting more and more competitive, and here you go. This is the playoffs.
Yeah, man.
You win and go on, or you lose and you stay home. So it's time, and These next 4 minutes are going to tell the tale.
Absolutely. It's like when you play street ball, winner stays. The loser can walk. So we'll see what kind of game plan Coach Plum has for his ladies. Definitely have to talk about defensive awareness. They cannot leave Baskerville open, as she is deadly.
She's been getting behind on that weak side of the offense, and the Spartans tend to forget about her over there, and they're going to have to be aware. You're exactly right.
Miller comes across, tries to deny, and they're going to say Baskerville took steps before she put the ball down.
That was a good challenge by Miller coming over with the double team, and it gave Baskerville just enough to think about to create the travel there.
Yep. KP now, bring it up. Shalito playing really nice defense. Miller will turn the corner, and nice little raindrop, just drops it in the basket.
That was good defense, and we talk sometimes about it's just better offense. That was a great drive by Miller.
That one too strong, but good rebound, offensive rebound by Baskerville, and yeah, she's going to go to the line, draws the foul. Foul's going to be on Kinley Jackson.
That's the 16th foul on the Spartans. So any more, and it's going to be automatic free throws.
Yep. Baskerville will go in. That's a tie ball game, 33-33. KP now looking to set the offense. They need to have something here. They cannot have another empty trip. Back to KP. Has a little bit of confusion here in the offensive set for the Spartans. Now they get it going. Curtis kind of out there by herself. They don't really want to give it to her deep though. Oh my goodness. As KP just turns the corner and finds all sorts of space all the way to the basket.
It's a little ball screen right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Baskerville wide open under the basket, and Gary's going to want that one back as she could not feed her the ball. Turnover in the fourth quarter when you're down 2 points, that hurts. See if
KP's got to get this ball advanced here. She was running pretty close to the half-court violation there.
Curtis doesn't like it, gets rid of it. She looked uncomfortable the entire time underneath with that ball.
Good recognition, come back up top, reset.
Yep. Miller will try to turn the corner. Good defense by, oh my goodness. Williams played really good defense. Or was that Shalito? 1-5, Shalito. Played really good defense. Miller just able to contort her body, get into Shalito, and draws a foul, gets to go to the line. Charity Stripe gets to shoot 2. First one is good. Wynn will now come in. She'll relieve Jackson.
These are big right here. We got 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And this one right here, that does make it a 2-possession game as of right now.
Yep. Ladies will now need to play some good defense. Baskerville, she's kind of been the go-to for the Titans here in the second half. She wants it now. She was open, a little bit delayed. She'll still pull that one off. Wynn will chase that rebound down. Gets it to KP. KP will get it up to Miller, and they'll cross the half-court line. Over to Anderson in the corner. She shoots. Yes, sir! It's going to be a 2-point shot if she was on the line, but still, nonetheless, good ball movement off of the fast break for the Spartans, and the Titans are going to want to talk it over.
That's one of those shots that you're like, okay, do we want to pull this down and use some clock right here?
Yeah.
But Anderson was feeling it. She lined up. She caught it in rhythm, did not hesitate, drains the basket.
That's the shot that if you make, coach doesn't say anything to you. But if you miss, you're going to hear about taking that shot when you come into the huddle. But that's all it comes down to.
But a big basket nonetheless. Spartans are up 6, minute and a half to go. You can tell they've come out of this last minute and a half, re-fired up, recommitted to taking it back to them offensively.
Yep.
Something they were doing pretty effectively in the first quarter, and you just felt like the Titans were slowly getting their rhythm throughout the rest of the game. But here come the Spartans.
Yep.
This is a great fourth quarter.
Momentum swinging the Spartans' way when they need it. See if they can hold on here a minute and a half. 39-33, and this is, ladies and gentlemen, You got yourself a treat of a game tonight. Good night. What a great game. Both teams playing really good ball right now. Here we go, Gary. Inbounds to Shalito. Shalito will look. See what they tried to draw up out of the timeout. Baskerville, once again, pretty much touching it every possession. Back to Shalito. Back to Baskerville. Try to run that under the basket screen there.
The Spartans denying Johnson the opportunity to even get the ball.
And look at that, great rebound. They're going to say she was going up for a pass. So yeah, Gary will go to the line shooting 1 and 1.
I think we know that it's a 1-and-1. The
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a 1-and-1. Oh yeah. Our wonderful scoring table signaling. They were doing the one finger salute there, the shaking the ones. It's a 1-and-1. See if Gary can earn herself a second shot. Titans in desperate need for scoring right now. She will not. Anderson will get it. Gets rid of it to Wynn. Wynn puts it down. Up to Miller. Miller doesn't like it. Back to KP. And a little full court press. Oh, good defense there by Gary. And timeout called by Coach Parmas. He did not like how that was going down. Miller able to corral it, but really nice defense by West Forsyth there, able to almost pick the ball.
Now Coach, I have a question, a rules question for you. That was an interesting play right there. The Spartans were running dangerously close to the time they have to advance the ball across half court, but then it gets knocked free.
Tip resets it.
So they were no longer in danger at that
tip
point.
Resets the 10 seconds.
Even though the quick timeout call prevents a jump ball situation.
Correct. So a tip does in fact reset the 10 seconds on your getting it across halftime. But there's also it really depends on your officiating crew. Sometimes they won't acknowledge that there was a tip.
Yeah, so it's their judgment call.
They can still call it as a 10-second violation. But yeah, in that case, Coach Palm was going to save it either way. He said, as soon as my girl get the ball back, I'm calling a timeout. He did not like how that possession was going.
You know, another thing Coach Farm talked to us about before the game today was he was really curious whether West Forsyth was going to use a full court press at all throughout the game, and we really haven't seen it at all tonight.
No.
And so now you see a little bit of pressure that created a little confusion for the Spartans trying to advance the ball.
You have to think that the Spartans are going to get a healthy dose of it from here on out, as it was somewhat successful. And here we go, full court pressure by the Titans right out of the gate. Spartans will just inbound it to Wynn. Wynn will get fouled, and yep, it's that time in the game. Time to extend the game as the Titans have quite a few fouls to give.
They got a couple more to give here.
Now if you're a Spartan fan, you just want to see your girls try to drain as much clock as possible on the inbounds. You'd love to see Wynn dribble away from there, but Coach okay with her just securing the ball. I think we're going to see it one more time. What do you think?
Maybe the same play?
Maybe.
Oh, they ran something different there.
And this time, Miller will get fouled, and she'll get to go to the line, shoot 1 for 1. Interesting. They gave Wynn the ball the first two around, and then Miller gets it the third time. I don't know who their best free throw shooter is.
Do you think they knew the free throws were coming there?
I think they did, though. And South Caldwell will opt to play only defense. If Miller makes it, good. If she doesn't, no big deal. She will go get her own rebound. And, oh, my goodness.
They forgot to box out the shooter.
They didn't box out Miller.
Miller walks straight up and challenges the rebound, and Spartan ball.
Wow, that's unfortunate for the Titan fans for sure. Got to get it in. That'll be knocked away. Good defense there by Baskerville. Denies the inbounds pass. We'll just do it all over again.
There's very little screening going on for the Spartans to free him up against this man.
Dangerous deep pass there. Spartans get away with it. Anytime you lob one like this with an athletic team like the Titans are, you run the risk of Baskerville getting in there and knocking it away and going all the way to the house. I think she could probably dunk it. I'm going to be completely honest.
That's a big free throw there by Wynn.
When I hit the front end, she'll get rewarded with another one. And yes, she goes 2 for 2. That's huge for the Spartans. Immediate timeout by Jeff Palm as he wants to talk about how we defend. What's your input? What are you trying to make sure that you enforce into your ladies' minds right here in the timeout?
So this is basketball, what they call basketball IQ. It's the end of the game. It's the game situation. You got to know what your situation is. You're leading by 8 points. There's 40 seconds to go. You want to challenge the ball and not just give up free points to the Titans. But you also want to play smart, and you're already in the penalty, so you don't want to give them free chances to score from the free throw line. So it's defense, but it's also the awareness to know where you got to give and where you can stretch a little bit.
Yeah, and I think this is actually one of the hardest situations I find for young basketball players is to know where that line is. I want to be aggressive, but I don't want to be so aggressive that I give them free opportunities to score from the line with the clock stopped. So definitely, the coach is definitely going to be talking about no fouls, but you still, like you said, you can't give up that defensive intensity. And they got to challenge the pass, and that's important. Every second matters. Shalito will go all the way to the basket. Johnson gets it, puts it back. Her shot won't go. Wynn will come down with a rebound, and that's huge.
What a rebound in traffic right there. Wynn is in there with towers, and that goes to show how important defensive positioning is. Great job by Wynn coming down with that ball.
That's huge.
And also really good awareness by Curtis. Curtis could have committed the foul on the drive, but was wise, made it just difficult enough, and Titans were unable to connect on that layup.
1 for 1 again for Wynn, and she'll have another opportunity to extend the lead. Hits the first. And she'll just need one more here to give them a double-digit lead. Won't go. 9-point lead for the Spartans. The Titans need to score quick. Baskerville trying to do it all herself. And goodness gracious, I thought that was going to go. Johnson rebound over to Gary. Gary over to Baskerville. Baskerville will get fouled. And she'll go to the line. And not an optimal foul for the Spartans, but nonetheless, you got to love the intensity trying to deny easy baskets.
That time Johnson, we really hadn't seen Johnson get involved offensively tonight. She caught the ball right beside the basket and immediately looked for the pass. So several opportunities there, and now Baskerville's connecting on the first of 2 free throws and gets both of them.
It'll be a timeout, quick timeout, as 7-point lead for the Spartans. It's going to have to be some defensive steals and some other things if the Titans want to get back in this one. Then of course, they will be fouling if the Spartans can inbound. And Coach Parham definitely working over some inbounds plays, I'm sure, right now.
Quick shout out to Shakira Baskerville. She is 8 for 10 from the free throw line. So really putting in some valuable work from the free throw line tonight to keep her team in this game.
Yeah, pretty much. If you look down the scoring line for the Titans, it's pretty much nowhere else except for Baskerville. I mean, Williams has a couple. Caroline Johnson has a basket, but other than that, it's pretty much dry bones for the West Forsyth Titans tonight. East is a different team.
That's probably taboo in Forsyth country.
I'm sure that I just got people are like, we might have liked you guys, and now we hate you.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a big rivalry. I don't know, but
they're going to call us West Caldwell for that one.
Oof, just as bad. Spartans just trying to inbound it. They'll find it to KP, and she'll get to run some clock. We'll see if she goes all the way to the basket. She does, and they're going to count it. Wow.
That was about the best case scenario for a team that is expecting a foul right there. You get about 10 seconds off the clock and a basket.
Yeah, really good coaching there. Coach Parham drawing up the play, and Spartans running it perfectly. KP will finish the three-point play, and that'll be another 10-point lead for the Spartans. Baskerville bring it up. Stop, pop, give her another three. She's earned it. And ladies and gentlemen, that's your ball game. South Caldwell will advance to the second round after beating a very good West Forsyth Titan team. Our congratulations go out to the Titans for a great season. They had a fantastic season. You hate to see it end there for them, but if you're a South Caldwell fan, you're pretty happy that we get to live to play another game. Speaking of, that'll be right here at South Caldwell Thursday night as they'll get another home playoff game. And we should be able to broadcast that one as well, assuming that we can get the rights. We'd like to thank our school board members for coming by. Mr. Pennell, good to see him here tonight. Also want to thank CCC and TI for their sponsorship, as well as the South Caldwell administration for their support. We have just a few words of wisdom from the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Anderson. He's going to put his contact information in the chat. He does a fantastic job for us running the stream. He does a little Twitch. You know what Twitch is?
I do not.
Little Twitch gaming on the side every now and again. He likes to play video games. And
Anybody knows about it, though, I bet it's J.A.
Oh yeah.
D.J.A. Jason Anderson.
So if you don't mind, if you are a Twitch person, get on there and give him a follow. He's trying to build his community. And so we try to support him for all of his help and hard work here. Also, tonight we'd like to give a big shout-out thanks to up-and-coming Spartan, a future Spartan, Madison Childers, as she's going to be joining the ranks of the Spartan. Is it next year?
She's got 2 more years. She's currently 7th grader.
Now, I also know that she plays a little basketball.
That's right.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. Do you think she learned anything from tonight's game? Any takeaways?
We're going to quiz her when we get home
That's what
tonight.
I'm talking about. Well, Jason, give me your takeaways if you don't mind.
Well, I got to give a hats out to the Lady Spartans basketball team. We've seen a progression throughout this season. We know it's a shortened season, and we know that they came into the beginning of this season with unforeseen circumstances where they haven't played as much basketball as they would normally start a basketball year with. But we've seen that development all year long, and just a balanced, focused attack, I think, like we haven't seen yet this season. This was a great game for the Lady Spartans. Probst comes through with 10 points tonight. Some really clutch shooting right there at the end of the game. That drive that she had was nice. Olivia Miller came to life in the second half offensively, but of course was working hard to deny defensively. Was really maybe a decoy in the first half and freed up some other people.
Yeah.
Kaylee Anderson came out ready to shoot tonight, scored 7 points. Caitlin Wynn for 8. Faith Curtis for 10. I mean, you practically have 5 players right there at double figures, and that is a balanced attack.
Yeah, and that's really good. If you're a Coach Parham looking back at this game later on, you're going to be very pleased that you didn't have to rely on just 2 or 3 people, that he could get it from literally 5 different people, one of which, Faith Curtis, came in off the bench. I mean, you're 10 points off the bench. You got to love that. That's some good scoring. If you're a West Forsyth fan, you can't feel too bad. It was a game of shutting down Caroline Johnson. I'm gonna tell you right now, that was the team talk for the Spartan locker room. They said, we are going to shut Caroline Johnson down, and they came through. The game plan worked.
Well, Johnson's stat line, she comes out of the game tonight with 2 points, but where they could not get Johnson going offensively, Baskerville comes through 29 points tonight. Really the lifeline for the Titan offense.
Unreal.
And what a player. And the team, as you said, it's a solid team. You can tell that there's a lot of strength in that lineup, and they play very well together. And it continued to look like a close game through that fourth quarter, and the Spartans able to just pull away towards the end.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that, like you said, it was going to come down to the fourth quarter. It definitely was a very close game, tied up, in fact, with minutes to go. And South Caldwell just did a good job in closing out the game, playing smart, and, again, knocking down free throws. It's one of those things that when you get to the playoffs, sometimes that's how the season ends, is missing shots from the free throw line. Tonight, though, that was not the case for the Spartans, as both Wynn and who was the other one that was at the line? Miller, able to knock down free throws.
Yeah, in that fourth quarter, Wynn went 3 for 4 at a time when they really needed her.
Yeah.
And Probst even had the end one right there, contributed from the free throw line. But got to give hats out to Baskerville. She did everything she could. 8 for 10 from the free throw line. Was pretty much automatic, even came through for that late three-pointer to keep it close.
Yep. And I believe, if I looked at the stat sheet correctly, she is just a junior, so she'll be playing basketball next year. And getting only better. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, we won't keep you too long with listening to our mundane chat. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. And if you're a Spartan fan and you're wanting to watch some more basketball, just set your clock there. 2 days from today, we'll be back in action right here, hopefully being able to stream for you. We got to get permission from, of course, the state, which is interesting with playoffs. But we get some state permission. Hopefully we'll be able to broadcast this one again to you live here at Spartanville. That's what I'm going to call it, Spartanville. So well, we want to thank everybody for listening, thank everybody for watching, and definitely thank Mr. Jason Anderson and Madison Childers, and, of course, my good friend here, Jason Childers. Thanks for calling the game with me tonight.
Thank you, Andrew. It's fun as always. Thanks for all your work in putting this together each and every home game.
Absolutely. We will let y'all have a good evening, and we'll see you right back here on Thursday on the South Caldwell Sports Network.